Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, check it out. We made it up to rank 22. We're going to show you all the tips and tricks that you guys need to know to get ahead going into the last week of season 51. It has not been an easy one by any means, but things are starting to turn around now. So we not only got back in a diamond yesterday, we were able to push up to rank 22 this morning. So that's good news. We'll show you what we think we need to do to get to 23, but this base has been killer, man. This base has absolutely been killer. I added in a third shock launcher with that rank 22 chest, and it really slows down and stops almost everything. So if you guys haven't already, I appreciate those of you that have been throwing in that code chicken in the shop. It does help support the channel and keep the chicken lights on behind us. Also, if you guys could take a second and just simply subscribe to the channel, it does help out as well. Doesn't really affect you guys that much. Subscriptions don't really do as much as they used to on YouTube. But yeah, if you do that, appreciate you. And all right, let's get into it. So here's where we're at. Here's where we're at in terms of tech. Like I said, we got the third shock launcher today. Other than that, we haven't really done anything too crazy of note. Obviously going to 6 was a push. So once you go to 6, the next two things that you need is building health, and that third shock was very, very important. Also, on the shock launchers, yesterday, I got back into diamond fairly easily after maxing shock launchers. Who would have thought, right? Stupidest thing, but it gives you 0.4 seconds more shock duration. Shout out to Cam. But yeah, so it gives you a little bit more shock duration, and that was definitely beneficial. We put Barrage up to tick 3. I don't want to invest any more in it because we need DBD. We need tokens a little bit coming up soon. We'll go back and max that out as we save up for 7. But yeah, for right now. So the biggest question right now is, do we need laser rangers? Do we need them? Do we not need them? So I'll show you a hit. I just got smoked by them. They do work very well, especially against compact bases. That's where laser rangers shine, right? That's their ticket. Is on those bases that are all bundled up, which are a lot of the 6ER bases. So laser rangers have shown themselves to be very strong, especially using them with rifles, cryoneers, and bullet. That seems to be kind of the really strong meta at the higher levels right now. This is before people have heavy choppers, so I don't want to say it's the final meta if it's not true, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I think I'm going to go laser rangers next. For a couple of reasons. The shock mines, I mean, people aren't really having that much success with Seekers anymore. The Seeker window seems to be shut. If you have as much defense as I do, I know, for a lot of you, the Seeker window will still be open. But at 6ER with max defense, it's not as much anymore. So the shock mines, would they be helpful? Probably a little bit, but I don't think it's the end of the world to not have them. So I think what makes the most sense for most people, and you guys following this, is to go building health, laser rangers, then DBD. I think the DBD is going to be great. And then if we can get 23, awesome. If not, we're just going to try to chest collect and stay alive in diamond as we go and move forward to the 70Rs. And then we've got Scorchers down here just as a vacuum, just to make the 70R slot even more expensive. And then we've got heavy choppers, and we got our bombardiers. Whatever order we get them in, we need all that stuff. So yes, I know that people are going to say you got to go back and get heavies, you're going to use heavy choppers. I don't know if we're going to need the heavy choppers right away. We might be okay just with rifles and bombardiers because we've got 150 troop damage and 150 troop health at the end of the season. So not set in stone. I don't know what's going to happen yet. That's in the future, but food for thought. So that's where we're at currently. That's the base. Let's show you some of the attacks. I want to show you that really good laser ranger attack first. And then, I've still been able to make things work with the rifles and zookas, surprisingly. I mean, going into 70R, I did not think I would still be using zookas at this point, but it seems to be going okay. So this guy actually uses taunt, and then what he does is he waits for the grappler to pull him down. So he uses taunt right in the landing, and then look what happens. As the grappler pulls him down, all of those defenses become taunted. Essentially useless. So he's got, it looks like at least 2 boats of Riflemen, a couple boats of cryoneers, or 1 boat of cryoneers, and then the rest, 5 or 6 laser rangers. I didn't count them, but it looks something similar to that. So Again, Laser Rangers, they're going to shine on these compact bases. So definitely something to keep in mind to look out for. Yeah. So you can see here, he just kind of shreds through everything. The thing with Laser Rangers is you need to keep them all alive. If you lose like half your Laser Rangers at any point in the attack, it's going to slow you down so much to the point where you're not really going to be able to get through. And if you do, you're not going to be able to get a really great time. Typically, all the Laser Ranger hits I've seen so far against this base have failed. And they get to kind of this point at the end of the attack, but they have such a little amount of troops left that it takes them way too long to actually finish any of the engines. So you see right there, he's got to bring them back together. And I mean, shout out to this guy who's able to make a difficult attack work, but that's what we're looking at, you know, getting towards the end of 6 ERs. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's probably the best opponent attack we're looking at right now. Rocket choppers are kind of fizzling. Seekers are kind of fizzling. So all that 5 stuff is starting to fizzle out a little bit. And I'll show you how we're doing these bases with rifles and zookas. So one thing, if you are struggling, that I've found to be helpful if you're still using this attack strategy, is to simply drop them from the bottom. Dropping them from the side, it gets a little bit trickier to keep everybody alive. And it's just, I don't know. They're just on an awkward angle, so if we can avoid that, then that's great. I don't know where those troops on the left are going to go, so I'm going to wait a second. Some of them are going to split. Okay, so now we can go on here like this, and then just like so. Let's medkit these guys. The problem is with Zookas, when we come up against that DBD and that building health, it's really going to make using Zookas almost impossible. Like, they're just too fragile. And they're just simply not going to work very efficiently for us. Let's go. Now, this guy does have critter launcher, so it probably is worth smoking that over here. Let's go medkit down this way. The purpose of smoking the grappler, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just so the troops there, the critter launchers, can't just farm up a bunch of critter launchers against them. Oh, man. That shock just ate us for breakfast. That's not good. So you see what I mean there. Like, before that split drop would have been fine. On these bases now, with the amount of building damage and building health they have, Zookas are looking pretty fragile. Pretty fragile. That's too bad, because had I not split them and kept them all on the same side, we would have cleared this base no problem. But now we've got to go into defensive mode. This is looking really bad. This is looking really bad. I mean, we might as well just retreat at this point. That sucks. But, yeah. So it's hit and miss with the Zookas. I'll show you some other hits. We're just going to flare these guys down here since we've already lost. Hopefully Kavan Falls gets hit by the boom cannon. Okay, so let's show you a better hit than that with the rifles and Zookas. So that one, no. This one went okay. So this was a pretty similar base. Grappler, most of the defense, tick 4 rockets. And you see, again, going with that bottom drop, that seemed to be the key. Obviously, you got to keep the guys on the left. You just got to find that balance between supporting both of them with the right amount of GBE. You don't want to overcommit to one side or the other, because then you get in trouble like I just did right there. But yeah, maybe this guy didn't have building health or building damage or something. I don't know. Something was missing here from this hit, because it was essentially the same attack. It just went way better. But yeah, you can see, as long as we just keep, doing the basic stuff, getting the mines out of the way, keeping the shock launchers shocked when we can. The shock launchers are huge, because if you are using Zookas, they will two-shot them, so it does not take very long. If you get focused over here or something, to look over here and be like, oh, God, I just lost 60 Zookas. So, I mean, it does work. It just depends on the base. So, that's the story, guys. That's the story. So, that brings us to the end. Appreciate you guys for watching. I do hope that helps you out on your Warships adventures. And, yeah, there we go. So, rank 22 is good. Hopefully, rank 23 is in sights soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you. Don't forget to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Check it out. Back.